The final of the women's 3,000 metres at these World Indoor Championships in Birmingham. The conclusion to this first night of competition. Some big names. Dibaba going for glory once more. Can she make it 3 in a row? Look out for Helena Beery. And also Laura Muir will have the home fans firmly behind her.
I'm sure they're going to be very nervous. It's not nice to always have to do that weight, but I'm sure that they're very experienced and they'll get right into it, and let's see who goes straight to the front.
The first track final of these World Championships, the women's 3,000 metres in Birmingham. Away they go, a staggered start. You get an idea just of how at each end of the track as well, it ramps up when you're on the outside there, you're climbing up high, and come down off the break in that back straight. And Laura Muir has gone right to the front. 2 years ago in Portland, this was a final that started with a very, very slow pace. So Dibaba content to go with that until she decided that she would take control. Certainly the home fans will be encouraged to see the presence of Laura Muir going straight to the front in these early stages of the race.
Yeah, it's always a good sign to see an athlete going straight to the front. I think Christian and I had a conversation, and Christian, you were asking why, if you're not in good shape, do you not just go and front run? If you know you're in shape, go do that front run and take it all the way home. And we were having that discussion. What did we come up with?
I still don't have a real answer to you, but what I'm feeling is if you know you are the strongest and you know you have the best time coming into this, why not use that from the start, put some pressure on everybody else, keep the tempo up, and you know you have the biggest chance of winning.
They say as well, when you're running indoors at distance, these can be wild races. It can get very tight and compact in there. Some runners would prefer actually that little bit of space. Klosterhalfen, the German in there, who we'll talk a little bit more about, tends to like to actually get some separation, likes to run her own race and stay away. Others will be content to sit in that pack. The tactics, so important.
Well, as we say that, Dibaba's right at the back. I mean, in a 3,000, and I'm no expert, but I love athletics. So when I watch something like this, I think to myself, if you're running a 3,000 indoors, it's 15 laps. There's banks, and there's arduous. There's 14 athletes in this race. You just don't want to get into any trouble. You don't want to get into getting spiked, kicked, tripped over. And I think that if you are someone who is Dibaba, she's head and shoulders on time above everyone. Stay at the back. She's got an amazing kick, so she can afford to do something like that and stay out of all the trouble.
Dibaba is doing just that. In fact, what we are seeing in many ways is a repeat of the final in Portland in 2016. She went stayed at the back, but then she was absolutely clinical in the way that she decided, right, I'm now going to take control of this race, and she moved from back to front very quickly on that occasion. That was Portland 2 years ago. This is Birmingham. It's a whole new race. It's a whole different race, but it's still Laura Muir who leads through 800 metres. Remember, this is 15 laps of this 200-metre track here in Birmingham. And it's Laura Muir, and she's got Elise McColgan as well for company, just sitting in 4th place at the moment. And Klosterhalfen, the German, has had a really impressive year. A slight figure on the left of the picture there. Broke the German record in fantastic style. I watched her destroy the field in doing that. And she's still young, and she's certainly one to watch in the future. And she's just stepped it out now in front of Laura Muir in the early stages of this race. But they're all staying pretty compact. Everyone keeping an eye, and Dibaba just making a little move through the field from the back in the green vest there.
With this tempo, we're not going to see any national records or world record here. Already in the 800 mark, they were 22 seconds behind Dibaba's world record that she set in Stockholm 2014.
Well, it's Klosterhalfen who has the lead. Laura Muir in second, but look, there she is. Dibaba has moved up the field and is now sitting on the shoulder of Klosterhalfen. A lot of attention on Laura Muir. This is one of her big events this year. She's studying veterinary practice in Glasgow University. She had a bit of a difficult journey down yesterday from Glasgow, where she was working at the vets as part of her studies yesterday. It took her 8 hours to get to Birmingham, so perhaps not the preparation she would have liked.
No, I don't think that maybe is going to be the preparation that any athlete would like. However, when you're in a situation like that, you then do take your mind off of the normative opening, you know, and being the home favourite on the opening night of the World Indoor Championships. And I think that, you know, I personally am a fan of mixing it up. You know, she's working with animals, she's, like you say, doing veterinary studies. She's with the animals yesterday, now she comes here and she's going to, you know, go to contend for a World Championship medal.
Klosterhalfen continues to lead then, the German who has been prolific in the World Indoor Tour this year. She was second in Karlsruhe, running 1,500 metres, second in Madrid as well, and then took the German indoor title, and looks very comfortable sitting at the front. And I mentioned earlier, she's quite happy to run a race and just get that bit of separation from the field, and she's just trying to stretch them out. But no doubt, of course, she's under the watchful eyes there of Genzebe Dibaba, the 2016 and 2014 champion, who, well, has just got such a streak of records and achievements, but of course didn't medal last year at the World Championships in London. So there is something for her to prove as she comes back to the United Kingdom in 2018.
I mean, but she's an amazing indoor runner as well. I mean, I think she's got the world record on all of the kind of longer distances that you run indoors. So I think she's very comfortable on this kind of scene. You know, she looks, you know, extremely comfortable. And as you see, Klosterhalfen just kicked that pace up a little bit, because you know that she's got an amazing kick. So you really want to run a good race. She's in, Klosterhalfen's in great form, like we said. She's got that 3,000 metre German record, that 32-year-old record. So why not go to the front and give it a good race? You know, she's not gonna, no one's gonna win anything and beat Dibaba if they're going at this slow pace.
No, looking down the field, Dibaba now has just made her move, and she's followed by Obiri, and Klosterhalfen just battling away a bit. They go through 2,000 metres, having done the first 1,000 in 3:14. You can see there on the screen that was much quicker, 2:52.95 as Klosterhalfen took them through 2,000 metres. But it is now the defending champion and Genzebe Dibaba who is stretching them out, and this field has stretched as well considerably. Remember how bunched and slow the pace was early on? Well, they've stepped on it now, and Dibaba and Obiri are testing this field and asking questions, and Klosterhalfen and Muir at the moment are the two looking like they want to respond to that.
We haven't really spoken much about Obiri, actually, and a few weeks ago I think she ran a 1,500 and said she's doing it for the speed for this. So, you know, maybe she had an eye on trying to keep with Dibaba on that last kick, that she knows she has that kick of speed. You know, she's an amazing 5,000 metre runner also, and as you see now, these two are both kind of moving away from the field.
Yeah, but now Hassan, who we haven't talked about too much in this race either, but a double bronze medalist in the World Championships representing the Netherlands, somebody who's definitely worth keeping an eye on, sitting in third place at the moment as Dibaba takes them through with 3 laps to go now, and is really putting the foot down on that back straight here in Birmingham. Dibaba now asking big questions of Obiri and Hassan, who's moving up the field. Laura Muir trying to stay in touch. Klosterhalfen is finding this pace perhaps a little bit too much at the moment. The defending champion, though, is putting herself right in the position she wants to be, with 2 laps to go in the women's 3,000 metres final. It's Dibaba from Hassan.
And you know what, Muir is running a really good race. What I like about her, she's gutsy, you know, she doesn't mind really digging deep and going for it. And right now she's in third place in bronze medal position, and she's actually coming up on Hassan's shoulder. And so let's see if she can keep this pace going all the way through these last 2 laps.
Dibaba has won 3 times already indoors in 2018. She's determined to make this a 4th. She's determined to make this a hat-trick of World Championship titles as she hits the bell in the final of the women's 3,000 metres. Hassan's making a move. Muir is as well. Can they rein her in? Can they catch the reigning champion? Dibaba is trying to stretch on that back straight. Muir is in a medal position as well, grimacing, fighting hard as Hassan is trying to close the gap on Dibaba, and she is doing so. This is going to be a thrilling finish. Hassan putting the pressure on Dibaba. She's going for a hat-trick at titles. She's found an extra kick. Muir is coming for silver potentially. Dibaba takes gold. Hassan second, Muir bronze, but Dibaba has done it again. What a performance from the Ethiopian. He missed out on the big moment last year, perhaps, but once again, at a World Indoor Championship, she's proved unbeatable, and she takes home the gold.
Honestly, other